Hi y'all, so today we're going to be doing a wash and wax on this Tesla Model Y, and then we're going to polish the hood and the fender as well because it has like some stain or like watermarks that don't want to come out from going through a car wash. So let's go ahead and get this started. What you see me using in the video is Dark Fury, okay? That's what I use for the wheels, tires, and the fender wells, and for the bugs. Y'all gonna see me do that too. Now, if it's polished wheels, I don't use Dark Fury. I use just some soap and water, basically. The same stuff I put in my buckets to wash. As y'all gonna see in a bit, y'all gonna see me spray it down for the bugs. Now, just use your common sense when you're using this type of stuff. Any chemical, it don't matter what the chemical is, if you work it in direct sunlight, you do not want to let it sit for too long because I feel like any chemical can do some damage. Now with Dark Fury, it worked for me, y'all, it works pretty fast. Spray it on. If it has bugs, you spray it on. Let it sit for maybe a second or two and then spray it off. If there's still some bugs, spray a little bit more where the bugs at, as y'all gonna see me do, and then spray it off and then you're good. If it is like a Jeep, I've used it on Jeeps, haven't had an issue. If it has a lot of plastic, if there's no protection on the plastic, you can just spray it and spray it off as fast as you can. Same thing with glass. The glass, I haven't had any issues with it on glass or plastic or anything like that. It could cause some staining if you let it sit for too long in the sun. So my process for certain things may be totally different from everybody else's process, and it may be also different from the last time I made a video on this type of service. So I'm always switching things up and seeing what can I do to get the best results that I can in a timely manner. Now, what I'm doing right here, obviously I foamed it down with just regular cherry foam Superior products, and then y'all gonna see me foam it down again. So the second time I foam it down is gonna be like a strip wash. It's a different type of foam, a different type of soap. And then I don't do the 2-bucket method. I use multiple towels. So you're gonna see me kind of flip it as I go. For the fender and the hood, it's getting polished. So it doesn't really matter how I kind of wash it because it's gonna get polished regardless. But yeah, like I said, you try to develop a process that works best for you. So I take what I've learned and I kind of spruce it as I go. So whenever I do a wash and wax, I use a clay mitt or a clay towel. I really like using a clay towel, and honestly, I like using a clay mitt or a clay towel because with the clay bar, I'm always dropping it. So I gotta go get a new piece and all that other good stuff. With this, if I drop it, I could just rinse it off and keep going. Also, I notice when I do like overspray removal that the clay bar is more aggressive than the clay mitt, clay towel. I may be wrong, but that's what I've noticed. When I try to use like a clay towel or whatever, it takes some of the overspray off, but not as good as the clay bar. I also notice that it doesn't mar the paint as much as a clay bar. And whenever I do a wash and wax, I don't use a paste wax or a polisher anymore. Y'all gonna see how I do it towards the end. I just use a liquid sealant because it's just like some of the wax do not work good with the sun. And it makes it hard as hell, even after all the prep that I've done, to get the wax off sometime. So the only wax that works pretty decent is normally like an all-in-one type of wax applied with the polisher that comes off super easy. That's what I've noticed, and I don't know, people may have a different experience. But if you use it all-in-one, you're basically doing a paint enhancement because you're going to take out a little bit of defects and you're going to enhance the paint. When I do a wash and wax, I'm just trying to protect the paint. I'm trying to give it some more shine, but really to protect the paint. And just if I'm using it all-in-one, then I'm doing a paint enhancement, which is a whole separate service that I offer. So I ended up splitting that up. But yeah, let's get back to the video.
Damn.
Alright, so in a minute you're gonna start seeing me tape up the fenders because I'm gonna polish the fender, both fenders and the hood. And the reason behind that is because basically they went through a car wash and they left behind some type of staining. They said it was water spots, but it kind of resembles, it kind of looks like water spots a little bit, but it kind of don't. I think it was some type of chemical that kind of stained the paint or something. And it needed to be polished out. I tried using some other stuff to get it off, but it seemed like the polish is what was going to be easier and faster to do. So that's what I'm doing. And right here, so what I'm using is an all-in-one, and I'm just polishing the paint, doing some quick little passes is basically what I'm doing. And that's what I was saying earlier about doing I call this a gloss enhancement, and it's a separate service. As you can see, I did one side, and you can see that it took out some imperfections a little bit. So I don't know how well the camera's gonna show it to y'all, but let's go ahead and get back to the video. So if you're wondering what the hell am I doing with the spray can and all that other stuff, so there's actually a spray sealant inside of there. That can I actually got off of Amazon, where you can pretty much turn anything you want into like a spray. So if you want to put paint in there or whatever, so I air it up and I just apply it like I'm applying a ceramic. I found that is the best way for me, instead of just spraying it on with a bottle. It just does not go on right. So spray it onto an application pad, put it on, and then wiping it off. Has worked out great for me. I haven't had any issues since I started doing it that way. But yeah, my wash and wax is, you know, you do all what I gotta do, clay board, all that good stuff. Do a panel wipe, and then I apply a spray sealant.